Hi, how you doing? Justin here again. In this lesson we're going to be talking about the 5 positions of the major scale. I'm going to take you through each position the way I play it. Different guitar teachers and different guitar players have different opinions about what the correct fingering is for the 5 positions. Some guitar players use another system called 3 notes per string, of which there are 7 positions. However, most guitar players I know seem to agree that the 5 position system is the best one. There is no right or wrong with the fingering. The fingering that I'm going to show you is the fingering that I've worked out, that I think is logical, that suits me. Just if your guitar teacher or someone else that you know plays it a different way, that's totally cool. I'm not trying to say that you should do it this way, but at least if you haven't got an opinion, this might be a good one to start off with. And you'd probably only change it if you can come up with a logical reason why you should change it. So we're just going to go for a close-up now on the left hand, and we'll just do each different scale position, starting with position 1. All of these scale shapes are on my website, which is www.justinguitar.com. So you might want to go and check that out and either download the pages or print off the scale shapes. Yeah, I'll see you in a second with my left hand. Thanks, Jedi. Okay, so here we are for position 1. Position 1, we start with the 2nd finger. We play up the scale. Making sure we start and finish on the root note, also making sure that our fingers curl up as we go up the scale. Okay, now we're moving up to position 2. Let's move up to here, up to the 5th fret there. You following me there, Jedi?
Sweet as.
Okay, so now for position 2, the lowest root note is right up here on the 4th string. So even though it might seem a little bit strange, I think it's very important that you start here with the root note. The reason is that you will hear the major scale, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do idea. If you start on the lowest note all of the time, you tend to hear the modes, which can be useful later, but right now you're learning the major scale. So we'd start here with the 2nd finger. Slight position shift here. Back down the scale. Now at this point, 4th finger on the way down, and 3rd finger on the way up. Now I'll just explain that little odd fingering here, because this is a little bit unique to me. I got it off my old teacher, thanks John McMillan. Great stuff, man. And if I try and reach over here with my 3rd finger, you see that the angle of my hand has to move to reach it. We don't really want that, especially when we start going faster. It makes it quite a pain. It's okay slowly, but once we get things a bit quicker, it makes it really awkward. So this way we've used the little finger there, because little finger's already in the right place to go. Now we fold up here a little bit, and that's a really easy transition to make to your 1st finger. Now we could just cramp up again here with little finger, but it gets a bit squashy. So we use our 3rd finger still there. Our 1st finger can always reach back without you can see that the flat of my hand here is not having to move anywhere for my 1st finger to reach back, because you've always got more flexibility with your 1st finger. So making sure again that the fingers round up when they get to the top, and making sure you watch out that funny note that changes between the 4th finger and the 3rd finger. Okay, now we move on to the 3rd position. Okay, you with me there still, Jed?
Right on.
Cool, mate. Okay, now this one, root note is under the little finger. It's pretty straightforward for the fingering this time. Each finger gets allocated its own fret. Start with the little finger. again, making sure you start on the lowest root note, up as far as you can, down as far as you can, and back up and finishing on the root note. Okay, now we go into position 4, just a little bit further up the neck now. Okay, this time we're starting with the second finger. We're playing here. Again, starting and finishing on the lowest root note, really important. It's worth noticing as well that if you're playing these things with these scales with a metronome, you want to be doing probably, or you'll get up to doing 4 notes per metronome click. And if you follow the scale shapes that I've got, you'll see that every scale form has 3 notes on each string, except for one string, which has 2 notes on it. I think that makes a total of 17 notes, and what it means is that if you play the scale up and down, that you'll always end up back on the root note for the beat. So you'd have... You can see I accented the first of each group of 4 then, and started and finished on the same note. Okay, now we move up to, that was position 4. Now we're going to move up to position 5, right up the neck now, starting with our little finger on the 6th string, playing up the scale. Okay, now in this scale we've got the same little trick as we had before here with the 3rd finger on the way up and 4th finger on the same note on the way back down. Okay, so please, what's really important after you're trying to get those 5 positions down is that you remember what I said originally in the lesson 1 for the major scale. It's really important that you can use the scales. Don't learn lots of scales and not be able to use them. There's absolutely no point. So learn position 1, learn to do a solo using the position 1 scale. Then learn position 2 and start to learn to join position 1 and position 2 together. There's hundreds of different ways of doing it. You can slide between them, you can shift between them. It's really a good exercise just to sit down and start playing one, try and get into position 2 and back. Yeah, just trying to combine position 1 and 2. Once you feel really confident that you can combine positions 1 and 2, then you'd add the 3rd position and start to combine position 1 with position 2 into 3. Etc. And keep joining them together. Don't just sit there and play the scales up and down. It's really not a happening thing. Okay, in the next lesson I'll show you some ways now of trying to break up the major scale into making it sound like music instead of making it sound like a scale. So I'll see you for part 3 in a minute. Cheers, take care.